Welcome to Business Live. I'm Mark Croskery. In BL tonight, we got the best dressed chicken. That's Jamaica Broilers Group. Ticker symbol JBG. Trading in their shares here, a purchase. The continued trend in Jamaica Broilers. A connected party buying 50,000 shares in Jamaica Broilers on October 12th, 2020, a couple of weeks ago. Now, TransJamaican Highway. This was the biggest IPO or one of them in the history of Jamaica. Notice of annual general meeting. That's the AGM. Coming up here, it should be an interesting one. Stock price hasn't done as well as expected, or the prospectus alluded to, but this was one, it was vouched. NCB, took up some shares here, large shareholder in the company. The traffic numbers, not expected here, but the traffic numbers not doing as well, of course, because of the pandemic. No one could have planned for that, and persons are driving less as a result. But the AGM, it's November 24th, 10 a.m. at the Jamaica Pegasus. It should be an interesting AGM, whether you're a shareholder, not a shareholder, looking to invest in this big one here. Now, Access Financial, global beating, Jamaica leading, Caribbean leading as well. Just when you look at the whole microfinance landscape, but especially in Jamaica, they expanded into, Florida, USA with embassy loans. So 6 months financials here, a bit hampered by allowances for credit losses or just credit losses overall. Now, Access, proven investments, maintains their shareholding here when we look at this, just looking for the last couple of quarters, but this is for the September 30th period. So proven, big shareholder here, just below 25% at 24.72% here. So we're at a point here, we've been talking about this on Business Live for the last 9 months, 12 months, the trend whereby, microfinance companies have really been beaten up a bit. Is it a sector similar to the securities dealer sector probably 10 years ago, 7 years ago, whereby, when the IMF got involved with the repo market, whereby securities dealers became more or less investment banks, changed the whole business model. So we're seeing with Lasco Financial, although they had a great quarter, but for 4-6 quarters before they had, pretty bad quarters. Access Financial, ISP Finance had a few bad quarters. ISP Finance had a one-off quarter. So could those be one-off quarters by Lasco Financial ISP? But getting to Access Financial here, having a number of, let's say depressing downward quarters. So getting to the numbers for Access Financial, which is the leader, folks. JN Small Business, not a listed company, can't get those numbers today. So income here, 887 million Jamaican from just over $1 billion Jamaican dollars, 1.07 billion. Larger concern though, net profit after tax, NPAT, falling to 61.5 billion Jamaican from 279.6 million Jamaican. So that's a huge fall, 200 million Jamaican or more. The loan book, we've seen this trend as well. We saw it with Lasco Financial pulling back $1 billion year over year. So with Access, about $500 million down to $3.88 billion. So you're seeing clearly board strategies, CEO strategies, management strategies in their microfinance space, pulling back, collecting those loans, not necessarily issuing new loans over the last 12 months. So the pandemic, 6-7 months in, that's not just as a result there. So credit was worsening clearly when you really do your analysis before COVID-19. Interesting stuff here in Jamaica. Now, global markets, huge news. We carried this first on Business Live a couple of days ago, a week ago. Dunkin Brands, remember, it's not Dunkin Donuts, but Dunkin Brands. The deal gets even bigger. $11.3 billion US dollars. It was first out at $8.89 billion US dollars. Inspire Brands, it's not a SPAC, but it's a private equity firm. So it's not the popular kind of SPAC IPO. So Inspire Brands taking hold. Dunkin Brands and closing, adding 20,000 locations. The deal priced 106.5, 106.50 per share. Inspire Brands already has 11,000 locations. So huge deal here. Food is cool. Food is good. Last up, we got Clorox. As expected, Clorox crushing the first quarter numbers and boost outlook for 2021. One of the few companies that can do this. So talk about a company, raising its outlook during COVID-19, C-19, the pandemic, besides Amazon. Amazon, one of the few companies, if not the only company that really keeps, saying earnings are great, fins are fantastic during COVID-19, but they got to be careful, saying that. So Clorox, its bleach and cleaning products doing exceptionally well, outperforming. Earnings per share hitting $3.22 per share in terms of EPS, which is more than twice or double last year's total revenues. Huge numbers here coming out for the quarter, hitting just under $2 billion US. So you can see that by focusing, there's a few companies, just like in Jamaica, Caribbean Cream, Mailpack, Seprod, a few companies in the US also are doing well despite COVID. I'm Mark Croskery, this is Business Live.